Thank you, Patrick. Well, we've got Wayne Ferreira and Andre Agassi. They met only once. Agassi beat Ferreira in the title that Agassi won this year, the Canadian Open. Mary, let's talk a little bit about Wayne Ferreira.
Well, in that match, actually, Wayne was very tired. He'd had a couple of very long matches going into that Agassi match, and Agassi took him down. But Wayne Ferreira is the kind of guy Agassi hates to play because he'll make Andre play a lot of balls, and he won't give him a lot of targets. So that's going to be something to watch. He's got a very big first serve, Ferreira, and he's got a very big forehand, too. This could be a tough one.
What are your impressions of Andre Agassi this season, including this tournament, Tony?
Well, he hasn't had a great year by any means. He lost in the second round of the French. He got to the fourth round at Wimbledon. He did win the up in Toronto, as you mentioned. We're going to see a lot of rallies, I think, today. And Andre has tried to big up his serve a little bit more. And I just want to see how tough he is and what kind of shape he's in. He says he's in the best shape he's ever been in here. But he's going to have to prove it to me because he says that every year.
He's going to have to prove it to Wayne Ferreira, the
Exactly.
12th seed. The amazing thing about this match is that this is the man who's seeded. He's seeded 12 here. But Agassi has played his first two matches to a packed stadium, and he's unseeded.
And in a way, this is unfortunate for Ferreira. As I was saying, because Agassi hasn't had a great year, he's ranked 20th, so unseeded here. He's floating in the draw, and Ferreira, seeded 12, is the one that has to meet him early.
Love, and so Ferreira having to, as you say, point to a dangerous player like Agassi in the early rounds here. He would not normally expect to see somebody with Agassi's success, apart from the fact that Andre is, as we've said, unseeded and ranked number 20 in the world this year. Out the first round a year ago to Thomas Engfest.
This is Ferreira on the attack, the big forehand. Now he's sideways, rack it up early. Really could have gotten back one more step, but he managed the overhead anyway.
All. Ferreira, 23 years old. Last year made the fourth round here at the Open, losing to Michael Chang. His best Open in the past, 1992, a quarterfinalist. And was a quarterfinalist at Wimbledon this year.
30-14.
Ferreira won the tournament down in Indianapolis on hard courts.
And look out right here, break point.
That's Andre Agassi's coach, Brad Gilbert. He has been sidelined for much of the summer hardcourt season with a pulled stomach muscle. And he has taken over the coaching of Agassi since March of this year.
Advantage Agassi.
In fact, Gilbert told Agassi that the first tournament he won under his tutelage, he'd pierce his ear, which he did. He's got a diamond stud. He's not the diamond type. And in fact, if Agassi wins the U.S. Open, Brad Gilbert, I'm afraid, is going to have to shave his chest.
Might need a lawnmower.
Big overhead by Agassi, and he leaves one love here on the stadium court. Back on Stadium Court, Wayne Ferreira serving game 2 of this best of 5 match.
Both these players hit what we call with open stances on the forehand side. They have Western type grips, a lot of topspin. And when we get an opportunity, we'll try to show you the comparison of the two. Oftentimes Ferreira sets up and his front foot, his left foot, will go towards the sideline, not stepping in the direction he's hitting the ball. That's what happens when you hit with an open stance and utilize a good wrist snap.
Service game for Wayne Ferreira.
1-all.
Andre Agassi, everybody, I guess, not just us, has alluded to his fitness or lack of it for this year's tournament. Everybody agrees that last year he wasn't fit. I saw him the other night in New York City at a function. He says he's lost more than 10 pounds in the year since his loss to Thomas Engqvist. He also proudly showed the scar on his wrist from his wrist surgery. So he is feeling better about physical conditioning and the injury.
One of the big problems that Ferreira's had in his career is curbing his own temper. He gets angry and he lets points and games slip away.
All. Ferreira with a 47-19 match record this year, 28-10 on the hard courts. He likes these. Gianluca Pozzi now leading Marcus Zucker 1-love in the 4th, 2-1. Back to deuce. It's wide.
Advantage Ferreira.
I mentioned before that Ellis Ferreira, who's also in the draw, now out, is Wayne's brother. That's not right. Neither is Albert Chang, Michael Chang's brother. Steffi Graf is making her way onto the grandstand court.
Steffi plays Radka Bavkova next on the grandstand court in the Czech Republic. You can see her behind Steffi. Reduce and now advantage Agassi.
Advantage Agassi.
I'm surprised that Ferreira would take that second serve so far behind the baseline.
Great forehand by Agassi. Another break point for Wayne Ferreira here in the third game of the first set.
He's trying to attack balls that are kicking up kind of high. He hasn't quite started to control them yet, Agassi. So this is a nice chance for Ferreira.
It's a double fault and a break. 2-1 first set on the stadium court. Wayne Ferreira on top of Andre Agassi. We'll be right back. Wayne Ferreira's second serve leading 2-1 up a break over Andre Agassi. First set in the stadium court.
They're acting like that. They're acting like they're sorry. Don't take it.
Agassi got a nice roll on that one over the tape.
He needs to hit a few more balls on the court. He had 6 unforced errors in the last game. He broke himself.
Serve and volley paid off for Ferreira. He can mix it up that way, can't he, Tony? He's a good-looking volleyer.
Oh, he's a very talented kid. Here's another look at it. Watch how nicely he gets in. When that ball floated, he just kept on coming, and then he handled that high one very simply.
40-15.
He plays well in the Grand Slam events. He plays well over 5 sets.
Just 23 years of age.
I think that's just impatience in a shot like that. I mean, he wasn't that good a position to try to go for an outright winner. You got to work the point a little bit more than that.
Tony, don't you think we see a lot more of that among these young, strong, big hitters?
Yeah, we do.
Talking to Bruno Reboeuf in the chair.
Advantage Ferreira.
Stays an ace.
They always do.
So a 3-1 lead for Wayne Ferreira here in the first set.
It's 3-1.
And you know, he can make you look flat-footed as he did Agassi there with that big forehand. And with that open stance, it's difficult to read which way he's going to go with his shot.
Andre Agassi's best U.S. Open appearance, the finals in 1990. Love made the round of 16 at Wimbledon this year. And of course, the 1992 champion there on grass. He's the number 12 seed in that tournament. Here he is unseeded. This summer for Andre Agassi, a victory in the Canadian Championships, beating Jason Stoltenberg, the young Australian, in the final, and Ferreira along the way. Finalist at the very tough Lipton tournament. It's long.
Those are the shots that a confident Agassi just didn't miss.
His 10th unforced error already. Only 4 games of play. stayed in. And again, you know, Agassi claims that he likes this matchup himself against Ferreira. I don't think he does at all. I think he'd much rather have a guy who's coming into the net, giving him something to shoot at.
Target.
Yeah. I think he's in real trouble. Point now for a 4-1 lead for Ferreira.
Deuce.
Ferreira gives me the feeling that he's just going to go after his shots a little bit. He's pretty relaxed, pretty lackadaisical in his efforts, so he doesn't look nervous at all.
And his shots are really outpacing Agassi's. He's serving bigger and he's hitting his ground strokes bigger.
He also moves better. He covers the court a little more quickly.
Another break point for Ferreira. He always has a very relaxed demeanor on the court unless he gets to that point you mentioned earlier.
Right.
If things go badly and he's playing badly, then he gets angry, then he gets twitchy.
Advantage Agassi.
Ace from Agassi. First of the match for him. Game point. To 2, Ferreira leading Andre Agassi.
And now, this tournament summary sponsored by DuPont. Better things for better living.
13 seeds have been eliminated already in the first 6 days of the U.S. Open. Yvonne Lendl had to retire because of that recurring back injury, the loss of the 3-time champion. And remember this date, Chris Evert over Monica Seles. Three games to 2, Wayne Ferreira leading Andre Agassi. Second serve upcoming here on the stadium court. Tim Ryan with Mary Carrillo and Tony Trabert watching this third round men's match.
15-love.
Agassi has faced break point every time he's served in this first set, which means this could very easily be 5-love for Ferreira. So Agassi's already had to work hard just to stay around even with the 12th seed.
That match they played in Toronto, the score was 6-4, 7-5 that Agassi won, so it was obviously a very close match the only time they played.
But as I said earlier, Ferreira had a 3-set match, then beat Yvonne Lendl, then had another 3-setter with Malavia Washington. He was tired for that match a couple of weeks ago. He showed it.
Sting on that one from Agassi. 15-30.
15-30. 15-40.
Now 2 break points for Agassi.
Game Agassi. 3-0.
Mary, you know, with your comment about him being tired up there in Toronto, it makes you wonder what chance he has to win the U.S. Open. You play 3 out of 5. Granted, you have days off in between. But, you know, I just think you got to be fitter than that. A couple of 3-set matches shouldn't just exhaust you. Agassi keep looking up from that end. The sun is obviously in a difficult position for the server.
Great return from Ferreira.
15.
Agassi. 40-30 on the grandstand court. Steffi Graf leading Radka Babkova 3-love in the first set over there. And
she just got out there. We just saw her coming out of the locker room.
Well, she's not known to waste time. Agassi holds, and we're even at 3 games all. First set. Oop. It is, of course, 4 games to 3. Agassi leading Ferreira, and yes, they do take a break on an odd game and go over and sit down. I'm reminded by thousands of telephone calls. Ferreira serving at 3-4.
There's a good example of placing the serve well. 94 miles an hour, but it was taken out wide. It got Agassi out of position, and the rest was pretty simple for Ferreira.
Ferreira's going to have to reestablish himself here. He had lost 11 of the last 14 points. He had a horrible past 3 games. Very low first serve percentage. He can be a very moody player out there. Nicely done from Agassi.
Gianluca Pozzi defeated Marcus Zucca in 4 sets. Zucca with the upset of Ivanisevic in the first round.
The winner of this match plays Michael Chang, and we'll have that for you on Labor Day.
30-15.
You notice there that Agassi didn't even try for that ball. It just looked like he wasn't trying, but he was fooled because that two-hand, you expect him to go cross court.
Big serve from Ferreira.
40-15.
Casual, much too casual. You know, you're in the U.S. Open, you're in the third round, you got to really grind it. You can't afford to miss shots like that.
Made up for it immediately, at least. 3 aces.
4 games.
We're even at 4 on the first set. This is day 1 of our 3 days of Labor Day weekend coverage here on CBS Sports of the toughest tournament in tennis. We'll be here all afternoon tomorrow and again on Monday, Labor Day.
I will suspect that we'll see Ferreira do a little bit more of that. Take the second serve of Agassi early, try to punish it and get in behind it. Playing from around the baseline, Ferreira about 3 yards behind the baseline. Puts him in a very defensive mode. That's working.
A difficult position Agassi was in to try to break open that point and go for a forehand down the line over the highest part of the net.
See where Ferreira right now is behind this baseline. Normally plays all the way back in here when he's in a rally, and that puts him in a very bad position against an attacker like Agassi when he gets a short ball.
Badly missed by Ferreira.
Again, you see where Ferreira is standing. He's behind the baseline, then he gets farther back, and that means the ball travels a much greater distance coming across the net and gives Agassi much more time. If it lands short, his entire court is open. That's
Agassi holding service for a 5-4 lead. First set.
Agassi leads by 5 games to 4.
We're back on the stadium court. Wayne Ferreira serving at 4-5. They're on serve. Each has had a break of service in this first set. Best of 3 set, best of 5 sets. All the way through the U.S. Open, of course. At 15.
Love 15. 15 all.
You know, Ferreira's not that big a kid, but he gets a really good wrist snap into this forehand. That's how he gets that racket head speed. See, he's wide open.
Beautiful angle volley from Ferreira, 30-15.
All set up by the wide serve that only went 97 miles an hour. So it's not just sheer speed. How you move him around.
Chris Johnson is the coach of Wayne Ferreira, having replaced Keith Dupran, who had that role for the last few years, and his fiancee is Liesl Palmer in the white hat there on the left of your screen. And we're told they have wedding plans for December, an American girl.
40-15.
Wayne Ferreira from Johannesburg, South Africa. 30. And next to Liesl Palmer, the physical trainer, Walt Linders.
Don't call him a trainer. I am a body mechanic. I love when he corrects me when I call him a masseuse. He works with Sampras all the time.
That's wide.
Get Ferreira, 5 all.
He does more than just give rub downs, massages, and after every one of Ferreira's matches, he'll go down. He was in the hallway the other day after he finished off the grandstand, and this guy was rubbing him down right there. A body mechanic. You don't argue with him.
No. Not if he comes out with the pliers and screwdrivers and stuff like that. No.
Meantime, we might be looking at a tie break in this first set the way it's going here.
Ferreira holds.
Ferreira's hoping that ball would be called out.
30 love.
He sort of made a half-hearted play on that last shot. I think he thought the ball was out, or hoped it would be out.
Agassi quickly to 40 love. I'd say that was freely swung.
The amazing thing about the new generation of players is that you can't teach topspin by saying low to high. Look at this guy. His racket is already high. He rips over the cover of the ball. It goes like high to through, not low to high. Tony, I just see you shaking your head in hopeless disbelief.
It's so casual. Watch the attempt here by Agassi. Just sort of casual. Just a little showboat a little bit. And all of a sudden, from 40 love, it's now 40-30.
Yeah, Mac.
That was a loose game all around. But Agassi won it.
6-5. We'll return to the U.S. Open after this word from your local station. New York tennis look here at the U.S. Open. Sunny day. And a 5-6 situation for Wayne Ferreira. First set, 15 love.
Fourth ace for Ferreira.
And volley pays off again, trying to get to the tiebreak.
30 love.
The risk you take on the wide serve, if you don't get it wide enough, if you can't take your opponent out of play, you just open up your court. Agassi cut it off early and was able to get a terrific angle. Got to be careful. Lightning strikes quickly in a deal like this.
Agassi's got a terrific lob, and it's especially hard to judge. There's a hothead Ferreira we've been talking about. Because he hits so hard, players come to the net and try to really cover the net closely. And that's why he's so good with his lob, Agassi. He can go from pace to height right away.
Set point against. There it is. And the Agassi return too good for the volley try by Ferreira.
Set Agassi 7 games to 5.
There'll be no tiebreak. Agassi 7-5.
Two missed volleys by Ferreira.
Thank you.
This is really a match that could easily be decided by mindset. And if Ferreira gets himself in a really rotten mood, he can go away quickly.
And also, this is the time Agassi knows that if he can jump on him, get an early break in this set.
That's how Ferreira, started to strike the ball in the beginning of that first set. And as I said earlier, he had chances to be up 5-love in that first set. And that's gone now.
Usually a sense with Ferreira that he has to have something good happen for him quickly after an event like that against him. If he tumbles a little bit, it's very hard for him to recover. That's been his history in big matches.
I think it's a couple of swings of the racket, and he can get right back into a game. Because he can attack so well from both sides.
Pancho Segura, one of the old-timers, one of the brightest guys that ever played.
Tried to coach Agassi for a couple of months last year. That partnership did not work at all. Too many generational differences. Agassi felt that Pancho wasn't truly in tune with modern tennis or with the way Agassi performs. I really thought Pancho could have done Andre Agassi an awful lot of good because he's such a heady player.
He said he wanted to make me think. He said, I can't play and think at the same time.
A mind is a terrible thing. For Andre Agassi.
Advantage Agassi.
Jack Kramer says that the two-handed forehand of Pancho Segura is perhaps the best single shot ever developed in the game.
Saying a lot.
What a return. Agassi thought it was wide or long. I'm not sure which.
Wide.
It was called good.
Agassi stood way over by the sideline. He's opened up the forehand. And here's the reply. Right smack on the line by Ferreira. Ferreira is behind the baseline. It's just too tough to make good shots and passing shots from that deep in the court.
Agassi holds a 1-love lead at the second set. He's up a set. And he's got, of course, a cheering audience for him that includes the latest lady in his life, Brooke Shields.
Quiet, please. Ready to
And
play.
love one in the second set and down a set to Andre Agassi. Ferreira, the number 12 seed. Andre Agassi, unseeded, ranked number 20 in the world this year.
First time he's come in here since '87 at the Open, not been seeded.
Andre Agassi defeating Robert Eriksson of Sweden and Guy Forget, the French veteran, in his first 2 rounds. And another double fault by Ferreira. On the grandstand court, Steffi Graf leading Radka Babkova 6-2, 1-2, trailing in the second set, but up a set. Marc Rosset won the first set over Bernd Karbacher.
Big chance here for Agassi to crack this thing open a little bit. 2 break points.
Good service return for Agassi. That was a pretty good serve, Tony.
It was. I mentioned early that Ferreira has the way he made the return. See, he cuts it off short by going up to the ball. Ferreira missed his shot and shows his anger, his petulance, and that won't help him in this match.
Too good. Agassi winning the first set 7-5. Up a break here in the second. Of 15.
Agassi won't be happy. He wanted a call back there.
He thought it was long.
He was coming.
Love 40.
Ferreira sensed he was coming in, and he caught Agassi flat-footed.
Chance to break right back. 3 break points for Ferreira. One save.
Can't count out Ferreira, even though he's down a set in a break. He's actually got the most comeback wins on the ATP Tour after dropping the first set. It's 12-14. That's pretty good. He can get hot. You know, he runs hot and cold. He's got more than twice the winners of Agassi. One more chance for Ferreira to get back on serve.
Good athlete in high school. Played cricket, soccer, badminton. Find out from Tony if badminton would help with tennis.
Again, he's giving away so much court, Ferreira. That love 40 lead has totally evaporated.
What do you think, Tony? Badminton help your tennis?
Not really. It's too wristy. It might help on the smash and the serve where you want the maximum wrist snap, but any other type of play is too wristy for most tennis players.
So that those numbers, Ferreira only 1 of 8 on break point chances. Again, this could be a very different match had he converted.
court with his racket, angry.
Agassi.
This is a tough point for both players physically. Look at this shot right here. Good job by Ferreira to get the ball back in play.
Well placed serve by Agassi. 3-love.
Here's a look at the comparison of the two forehands. Ferreira wide open. Weight on the back foot, comes back down the left foot, stepping towards the sideline. Now Agassi, same thing. Watch how open he is. In the old days, we were taught you had to step forward with that left foot. Mechanics have changed. The grips have changed.
Rackets have done a lot of the work.
And there you see the results of those forehands, the winners and errors by both players. And they're much more wristy on those forehands now than we were taught in the old days.
Wouldn't it be harder to hit open stance forehands like that if you still had a wooden racket?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, you couldn't generate that sort of pace.
Hold it, Tony. Old days would be fine, not old. Old days
I'm
is
talking
good enough.
40 years ago, Tim. It was a long time ago. I'm not trying to intimate that footwork is necessarily incorrect now. It's a difference in the way they play the game with Western forehand grips, much more topspin with a larger faced racket. They can do it that way.
Ferreira at love 15 and down love 3 here in the second set. Agassi won the first 7-5. Late call. In fact, it was made from the chair by Bruno Rabu, the chair umpire.
Would not have mattered the shot Agassi hit. There's Bruno, one of the best. Marvelous serve. It's like the slow curve in baseball, 89 miles an hour. Breaks it out wide, lands it up shallow up that sideline, and takes the opponent way out of court.
Ferreira comes in again.
40-15.
He's got to clean up things, Wayne Ferreira. He's lost 9 of the last 11 games.
I would think he would stay with this serve and volley as much as he can.
Well, you don't want to do it all the time and give Agassi a target, but if you mix it up well, he could be successful doing it several points a game.
Game Ferreira. Ball change. Agassi leads 3-1.
So Ferreira gets on the board here in the second.
83 miles an hour on the serve, so it's not just sheer power. He again was trying to slice it out wide. You know, when you try to go wide and don't get it wide enough and they knock one past you, that's not, doesn't mean the tactics bad, just physically you didn't get it where you wanted to, and there's nothing wrong with that.
15 minutes.
Agassi reacting to some laughter high up in the stands.
Good shot.
$30.
8 times he's been here, still a young man at age 24, 4 times out in the first round. The only really hurtful one was certainly last year to Thomas Engvest when everybody expected so much of him.
Well, a couple of years ago, he also lost in the first round to Aaron Krickstein. That was a little bit of a surprise, too. But once he gets past that first round, he pretty much declares himself fit to go the distance.
Too deep, too good from Agassi.
Game Agassi.
And a 4-1 lead.
Agassi leads 4-1.
Back on the stadium court, first point. Ferreira serving at 1-4 in the second set. And misses wide. 7-5. Agassi in the first set, up 4-1 here in the second. Tim Ryan with Mary Carrillo and Tony Trabert.
I didn't see it, sorry. Didn't show it.
15 all.
15 all. Wayne Ferreira, the 23-year-old number 12 seed from Johannesburg, South Africa, currently ranked number 13 in the world. Unseeded Andre Agassi, ranked number 20 this year. A victory in the Canadian Open, his only title of the year, giving him 20 for his career.
He got it. He got some paint, I think, right on the line. Here's another look. This is a time you can really tell watching right down the line. Yes, sir. Got the outside part of the line. That's all you need. Touch any part of it, you win it.
The sidelines are 2 inches wide. The baseline this year is 4 inches wide.
15 40.
2 great points for Agassi.
See how much thicker they are on the baseline than the sidelines?
That's the only line they're allowed to make bigger. The other ones have to be 2 inches.
Makes it easier to call for the lines people.
And also the umpire if he has to overrule.
Exactly.
Break points here.
Whoa, that's out of here. He's got about 30 unforced errors now, Wayne Ferreira. That's just not good at all.
Well, and you look at his body language, that's not good either.
Nope.
5-1, Andre Agassi leads, serving now for the second set.
Let's see if he's got any guts to try to get in this match and fight a little bit, if he's just going to quit.
Lot 15.
Chris Johnston, Ferreira's coach, no doubt hoping he'll see some fight here. Guy Forget came back to give Agassi a scare after Andre's early lead in round 2.
15 all.
I mean, you kind of want to see Ferreira do it because he's a slasher. He's the type of guy who can just, you know, take a big old swing, and if they start going in, maybe he'd get his confidence back. Maybe he'd start thinking he can work his way in. Like that. And had that gone in,
15.
you know, maybe we'd see him, you know, stop drooping around the court so much.
He's a good drooper, though. You know, he has a little style and flair when he goes into the droop mode. We've seen that before.
See, all Agassi's got to do now is keep the ball in the court and allow Wayne to self-destruct, because that's what this is. 4 games worth of unforced errors from Agassi in the first set. Look how clean he's come in set 2.
Clean performance in that game for Andre Agassi, and he has a 2-set-to-love lead.
Agassi leads by 2.
Andre Agassi up 2-sets-to-love. Wayne Ferreira from Johannesburg, South Africa. It's a long way to climb back here on the stadium court. 3rd round action, men's play at the U.S. Open.
A little delaying tactic by Ferreira that time. He thought he'd sort of wait a second, count, and then come in, and he got caught in a very bad volleying position, no man's land.
Steffi Graf rolling over Radka Babkova, 2-3. Women's 3rd round play on the grandstand court. Another day at the office for
She plays like she's double parked, doesn't she? She's in a hurry.
This will take longer than her match.
I don't know if you'll be able to read it when it's all over, though.
Look at that. She even picked a photo up that one of the fans had dropped. That's pretty good. Meanwhile, love 40 here with break points galore for Andre Agassi again. Loose shot from Agassi. Saves one for Ferreira. There you see now Graf advancing to the 4th round, awaiting the winner of the hyphens there, Deschamps Ballaret or Garrison Jackson.
Garrison Jackson, of course, knocked off Graf at the 1990 Wimbledon before losing in the final to Martina. That is out. I'll tell you what, it's a pity that Agassi is making these kind of errors, because Ferreira just seems to be walking through these shots.
Just get me out of here.
Yeah. So Agassi should cut down on those sort of errors, and he'll be out of here in about 15 minutes too.
One more break point available. He gives that one up. Next on the stadium court, the number 4 seed Mary Pierce against Austrian Judith Wiesner. Mary Pierce, much talked about because of her real good success this summer on the circuit. Finalist at the French.
Watch the bounce here. Got a lot of spin on it.
He had to look over to his girlfriend, Brooke Shields, and his coach after that one. That was an extremely difficult smash. Agassi pulled off so beautifully. In fact, it almost became a serve.
Watch him falling backwards as he hits it as well. He's 3 yards at least behind. Unlike the serve, you got the entire court to hit into, and he used the whole court there, and he's got another break point. If Agassi can get a break here, I suspect that Ferreira will just go bye-bye. It was very important for the South African to hang on here and try to get into this match. How deep he is. Very difficult to be aggressive and make good shots if you're 3-4 yards behind the baseline.
In command here against Wayne Ferreira in the 3rd set. Second game of the 3rd set. Agassi up a break. And serving. 15 unforced errors by Ferreira in the 2nd set. 18 in the 1st set.
That ball looked like it was over the baseline.
Neither one of us played it. I serve.
Agassi saying his serve was out.
Yeah, he said neither one of us played it. It did not go over. Well, you just watch Ferreira's feet, like on that last return, they hardly moved at all. And it appears, unfortunately, he's just mailed this one in. He's not really giving you a big effort.
2-love Andre Agassi in the 3rd, up 2 sets. And let's go to our reporter, Andrea Joyce.
All right, thanks, Tim. I am standing here with Brad Gilbert, Andre Agassi's coach. Andre said the other day after his first-round match, they felt like he was playing some of the best tennis of his career. How about today?
He's taking a page out of my book. He's winning ugly today, but I guess it's a lot better to win ugly than lose pretty. But Wayne is really struggling with the whole environment and the wind and the crowd and everything today.
Well, you were always known as such a tenacious player. How are you getting that to rub off on him?
Well, Andre is, he's got a good work ethic. I was struggling with that word, but he's really been focused this summer and concentrating well, and I really like his chances here. You know, once you get to the second week, anything can happen.
Are you going to make him shave if he wins the tournament?
Oh, I got enough trouble worrying about if I'm going to shave tomorrow.
What about
give me a shaving deal?
What about Chang on Monday if he keeps this up?
Chang is, you know, he's really tough. You know, he doesn't give you anything, and he's got great speed, great head, and it'll be a great battle. They've had some good matches, and he's going to have to play a lot better than today to beat Chang.
We'll work on the shaving deal. Thanks a lot, Brad. Back to you guys.
Thank you, Andrea, and way to go, Brad, for getting the book plug in on the opening line of the interview. It's excellent.
It's a good book, actually. Brad Gilbert wrote
Yeah,
a book last year. It's now out in paperback called Winning Ugly.
Yeah, I enjoyed it.
And he made a career of that, along with Steve Jamison. Nice spike. Backhand overhead from Ferreira. It's difficult to get that kind of pace.
30-15.
The only
As
way
he
you get it
achieves here.
is lay that wrist back. Watch him lay that racket back on the backhand side. The racket was pointing down towards the court, and you snap the wrist over.
Got it. Ace down T. 40-15. Down love 2 here in the third.
Two aces in a row, 7 in all.
So Ferreira on the board in the third.
Cyclops line.
A blimp view of the Unisphere here at the
Sit down, please.
grounds surrounding the National Tennis Center, where Andre Agassi leads 2 sets to none and 2-1 here in the third.
15.
Wayne Ferreira finally got a game under his belt here in the third, holding serve in game number 3.
Fiance you saw in that white cap, she seemed pretty happy.
It's long.
Agassi's job from here on is just mind his P's and Q's, work him, keep the ball in play, move him some.
Agassi leads by 3-2.
He's not up there with the Sampras class. He hits at about 109 like that, but he gets a pretty good percentage in. That's his game plan. Get a high percentage of first serves in. Don't let him jump on my second serve.
72% he's serving. That's very high.
Ferreira, ace is back. Yeah.
Ace number 8.
8 for him.
But the one thing that the stat that means the most is what's on the scoreboard.
Got him. Great try from Ferreira, but somehow it wasn't good enough.
Well, you know he was fooled completely, and of course Agassi had a choice of shots. Agassi can go down the line, he can go cross court. Instead he goes up, and you see Ferreira covering down the line and closing in.
Again, another shot where he just, you know, he didn't set up at all. There was no split step. There was no stop. It's sort of a disappointing effort at the final Grand Slam event of '94. Ferreira definitely not fully engaged.
Well, I thought he was engaged, isn't he?
Well, he is engaged, but that's off the court.
I'd have to agree. He hasn't been too engaged in this after things turned badly for him early in the first set.
The great Roy Emerson used to call this sort of an effort an extreme lack of interest.
When you don't move the feet, you don't get the body in a very good position, and it lessens your chances dramatically.
Advantage Ferreira.
That's real pretty. Agassi attacking that 77-mile-an-hour surge, jumping all over it. And as it hits the top of its bounce, Agassi's already covering it. Look at that.
And you see Ferreira took a step to his left, expecting the ball to come back cross court.
He just can't buy a first serve now.
Advantage Agassi.
Watch Ferreira here bounce that right, almost hits him in the face as it comes back up. And he acts like he could do that anytime he wants, catch that racket as it spins around.
Hard not to advance ahead a little bit here and speculate on Agassi meeting Michael Chang on Monday here on CBS.
That could be a beauty.
If he goes only 3 sets here, that's all that's required against Ferreira. That's going to help him because he knows he's going to be out there a little longer against Michael Chang for sure. So it doesn't look like he's going to have too grueling a workout here today. Hesitant to write off Mr. Ferreira, but he has shown us nothing here in these last several games to indicate that he can extend this. Michael Chang, a winner earlier today over Jim Grab, who had to retire with a shoulder injury in the second set. The winner of Agassi Ferreira will meet Michael Chang Monday here on CBS. Tomas Muster and Sergi Bruguera will meet in the 4th round in their section of the
You'll
draw.
get some rallies out of those two. And you'll see some pretty good ground stroking from Chang. And as we suspect, Agassi, the way things are going here.
Ferreira hanging in this game. The return on that second serve again. Back to deuce.
first round, he said he thought the balls were different than last year. They were lighter than this and that. We talked to the USGA officials, and they said the balls are the same. The men use an extra duty ball, and the women use a regular duty ball.
Well, Ferreira hung on, and we'll return to the U.S. Open after this word from your local station. We're back on the stadium court, the National Tennis Center, where Andre Agassi in command of things here over Wayne Ferreira. Ferreira did battle, to his credit, in game number 5 of the set and held serve ultimately. Still, Agassi with a break at 3-2 and 2 sets in hand.
Watch Agassi come up here now. Good job there, and Ferreira almost got it back in play. That jumping overhead was made famous by Yannick Noah. Sampras does it some.
30-15.
Second double fault for Andre Agassi. Has been pretty clean, obviously, in that department. Serving today.
Agassi's got to be a little careful in his match against Forget. Was serving for it and played a careless game, and then had to fight his way out of a tiebreak in the 4th set, I believe, or he won the 4th and a tiebreak in the 3rd that he lost.
Sounds good.
All of a sudden, he's down break point here.
13-14.
The difference, I think, in this match from that one the other night is that Agassi got tight. He was trying to serve for it at 5-4. I can't imagine him getting tight against Ferreira.
So it's
just something Ferreira has proven that he's willing to stay out there all day and grub out this match.
Forget, contrarily, gave it his all. He
Exactly.
battled
Big difference.
every shot.
Ferreira just 1 of 8 on breakpoint chances. Here's his 9th.
Ferreira can crank it up here. Try and take a run as Brooke Shields, his lady friend, and Brad Gilbert, his coach, perhaps saying, gee, this might go longer again as it did against Forget, but it's really up to Wayne Ferreira. And there's some handy following from Ferreira.
I wonder what Brad Gilbert would tell you if you said 6 months ago or 8 months ago, would you thought you'd be coaching Agassi? Here's another look. Good quick hands here. And also, would you thought you're sitting in a box and you got Brooke Shields who's got her arm on your shoulder?
That's more of an upset, I guess.
Yeah, I would think so.
Nothing ugly about that situation. What is that, Tony? Is he too handsy up there? Does he just walk right through that shot?
Yeah, it was a big motion and very casual. You know, he could take a very short motion, wait for Agassi to move, and just bunt it into the open court and win the point.
40-15.
And Ferreira is just so talented. If he were more disciplined, he could be so much further up the rankings.
See, he stayed down so nicely for that one.
Oh, a good serve and a big return from Agassi.
40-15.
I know the spectators would like to see Ferreira get into this thing and see some more good tennis.
Well, he holds on, and it is 4-3 Ferreira in the third set.
And now, this tournament summary sponsored by Northwest Airlines. Some people just know how to fly.
Well, Pete Sampras, the only seed left in the men's top quarter here. Lindsay Davenport ousted by unseeded Mana Endo of Japan earlier today, and Sergi Bruguera defeated Mark Gellner. Wayne Ferreira has taken the lead in the third set, but he trails by 2 sets to Andre Agassi, and now asking for the spectators to be seated behind Agassi, who will be serving at 3-4 in the third, having won the first 7-5 and the second set 6-1. Well, he's really reaching down for it now. He's chewing on the racket, which he has otherwise been knocking all over the court when things have gone badly for him. So Wayne Ferreira maybe needs a hot dog. Love Agassi.
Good deep second serve paid off for Agassi that time.
This afternoon, number 12 ranked Auburn over Mississippi 22-17, and Clemson defeating Furman 27-6.
Get our producer to put my alma mater up there, Cincinnati playing Indiana. See how they're doing. I remember a couple years ago they put a score up Penn State 88, I think, or 81. Cincinnati nothing. Made my day, and they ran it a second time on me.
10 aces for Wayne Ferreira, opening this 9th game of the third set. 30 love.
Agassi had that early break in his third set, but went to sleep and lost it. And now Ferreira's starting to show a little more interest again.
That seems to me to be the key, even should he win this set. Is that enough to pick him up and make him battle over the last two if necessary?
Second ace of this game. Obviously, this woman feels that Agassi's got this match secured. 2 aces in this game. That's 11 for Ferreira. And a double. His 5th.
Quickly those leads can dissipate.
Agassi with a chance to serve for the match if he can break here.
opportunity for Andre Agassi, who will serve for the match when we return. We're back on the stadium court. Andre Agassi will be serving. Agassi will be serving for the match. And meanwhile, this just in, and this is for real. I'm sorry to tell you, Tony. 28-3 over your alma mater.
Well, the Bearcats, you know, they have ways of winning this thing. Watch here. 33-28. You want to see one of the all-time comebacks? Cincinnati 33, Indiana 20. I knew this telestrator would come in handy for me before this thing was over.
Well, wait a minute, Tony. The game is over. You can't do that.
Can you do that for Ferreira's scores? We could have a whole different match on our hands.
15 all. 15 all.
The magic of television.
Agassi thought it was long. Linesman disagrees. And a pounding rally by Ferreira pays off.
15-30.
Great point opportunities for Ferreira to extend things here.
What Agassi did in his match against Forget, serving for it.
Now Ferreira unhappy with the call.
Brain. I mean, he called it right away.
You know, the rule states that if the umpire doesn't overrule immediately, you can't change it. And the player goes up. We'll take another look here. He has a good argument.
He sure
Might have
does.
hit the outside edge.
Well, he breaks anyway. To Wayne Ferreira. Ties it at 5-all here on the third set.
Normally, when the ball is this high, they go the off forehand, and that's what Agassi was looking for. Instead, he pulled it back. Both feet off the ground. Good wrist snap. Big wrist snap. Another look. Watch this one come down the line. And he played that one much safer, just inside the line. The tough part about this is changing direction. Instead of going back cross court, sing it up the line. Caught Ferreira flat-footed.
Again, Ferreira way ahead in the wrong department. More than half the errors of Agassi. And he's had a lot of winners as well, but not enough.
2 break points for Agassi.
For the match. We'll return to the U.S. Open after this word from your local station. Andre Agassi serving for the match at 6-5 in the third set, up 2 sets to love over Wayne Ferreira, the number 12 seed, here on the stadium court at the National Tennis Center. Tim Ryan with Mary Carrillo and Tony Trabert, watching to see if Agassi can advance to beat Michael Chang Monday afternoon here on CBS Sports in the 4th round. And he's up 15 love.
This match that Agassi is playing against Ferreira is not unlike the match you guys were watching before, Bruguera and Gollner, and that both Bruguera and this guy Agassi ended up being spectators. I mean, Gollner and Ferreira are both able to hit a lot of winners, but they make too many unforced errors. They take themselves out of the match, and if Agassi plays against Michael Chang, he's going to have to work an awful lot harder. Just now, 2 points from that Michael Chang 4th round match, because Chang doesn't give away the freebies the way that this guy Ferreira is. He missed it.
That was
a late call, a very late call. Ferreira's out.
It is called out, though. Now, Agassi, I think, thinks...
You know, the change is called because, you know, you made an appeal, so I can't give you the point. I don't know about the ball, because you turn around him and you show the ball is out and he was scared and he called it out. So I can't, you know, I can't give you the point like that.
That's unbelievable, you know that?
I'm not sure about the call, Andre, but I cannot give you the point like that. I'm not sure, but he cannot change his mind because of your appeal, you know?
Okay, but here's what I'm saying. If you didn't see that clearly, at least I'm not getting 2, though, right?
No, you know, I didn't see it, so I had to go with his call, but he cannot change his call because of your appeal.
So is he saying it's good or out?
He said it's out. No, I mean, no, he said...
If you didn't see clearly, why aren't we playing 2? How come we're not playing the left?
No, you can't, because you say the ball is good, and then he turned around and changed his mind.
He didn't say it was good. He just made a late call.
No, he didn't make a late call.
I agree with Agassi. I'm with Andre. I think he's right.
32.
First of all, I think this shot was out. Look where Agassi's standing. He watched it go behind him. And that, to me, looked at. It's hard to call there. Now, what Agassi is saying is that the guy didn't change his call because Agassi stared at him. He didn't make a call. And it was a late call, which Agassi feels was the correct one. But Bruno Reboux in the chair says that Agassi intimidated the linesman. And the point goes to Ferreira.
He can make it moot.
40-15.
40-15. Match point, 2 of them.
And I'm not sure what Ferreira's complaining about there, whether he thought it was a net court or what, but at any rate, we are at match point.
Please move to the corner of the court.
Something behind Agassi bothering Ferreira. Not quite sure what.
He doesn't like the cameraman there. Ferreira saw the cameraman move over.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Agassi the usher. That's a cable cautioning one of our guys. Has been moved slightly. Match point.
Into the round of 16 against another American, Michael Chang. Wayne Ferreira departs, the number 12 seed. Yet another seed falls in the early rounds of this toughest tournament in tennis. Pretty good shot by Andre there. Let's go down to Pat O'Brien in our studio. Pat?
And so Andre Agassi advances now to the round of 16, and Vitas Gerulaitis along with Pat O'Brien here in our studio, and looking good.
Good performance. Got off to a slow start in the first set, but fought his way back, and a couple of service breaks in the third set. But that's a part of his game that I feel has improved a bit this year. When he played in Toronto, there were a couple matches. The one I remember in particular was against Sergio Bruguera, where he was down a set fought his way back. He was never a good player from behind, always a good front runner. But he's going to have to be able to claw his way back in a couple of matches because he's got a couple tougher ones coming up.
Well, we'll see if he brings that flower in to dress up our studio here as he comes in, and we'll chat with Andre Agassi, and we'll have more from the National Tennis Center right after this. Bring that rose in, Andre.
Whoa, inside.
Welcome back to the National Tennis Center in our studios. Andre Agassi has joined us. He brought the flower in, but didn't give it to either one of us. I guess that goes to Brooke. We'll talk about that later. How do you feel?
I feel great. You know, this was a key match for me, you know, to come in here unseeded and then not knowing who your seed's going to be, and then it being a talented guy like Wayne. To get through that, I think, really gives me the confidence I need for the rest of the tournament.
Well, one thing I've seen you've been doing a little bit better this year is you've always been a great front runner, but in Toronto, watching play that tournament, you were down in a couple of those matches. You're starting to fight your way back. Has Brad Gilbert, who used to win very ugly, has some of that grit and grind sort of starting to rub off a little bit, Andre Agassi?
Yes, you know, it sure is, Vitas, because, you know, Brad's always been trying to, his focus with me is the mental side of it, you know, how to get as many points you can. I don't care what the score is. You're down 5-0, you're up 5-0, you'll take every point you can get. That's what, you know, that's what he calls, you know, Brad tennis. So I'm trying, you know, slowly trying to learn it. You know, my style is a lot more free-spirited, and when I'm feeling good, I play good. When I'm feeling bad, I'm playing bad, and so it's a big adjustment for me, but I'm starting to pick up a few things.
And talking about styles, everybody's looking forward to your match Monday now with Michael Chang, and talk to us about that.
Well, Michael and I have had some great classic matches in the past. He's needless to say, one of the toughest competitors out there, and you know he's going to go out there and give it everything he has. And you get to the round of 16 at the U.S. Open, I'm going to go out there and do the same thing. So it's going to be entertaining tennis. And you know, I mean, he's been playing so well this summer. Early in the summer, he struggled a little bit, but then winning in Cincinnati has given him a lot of confidence. And it's going to be great tennis. I just hope I can get through it.
Yeah, is Chang the kind of guy you like to play tennis with? Is it, you know, when you say it's great tennis, do you...
Well, you know, it's great tennis.
Is he a fun opponent to have, if that's possible?
God, that's tough to say because, you know, the quality is so high and we're having 10, 15-ball rallies. But the fact that you know he's not going to give you everything, you know, that's definitely a factor that makes you not look forward to it. But I'm sure that, you know, he's feeling the same way to a certain degree.
Plus, I think you're going to see some creative tennis. I think you'll see some creative tennis between you two guys. It's not just going to be a reaction-type match. You know, you're going to have to try to open the court between each other. It'll be like a chess match when you play Chang.
That's right. You know, and both of us are working, you know, both of us have really improved coming to net and knocking off, you know, those easy high volleys, and so you're going to get all-around tennis out there. It should be really interesting.
Here you are. Here you are today. What did you see? What do you see that you like?
Well,
what did you feel that you like? I guess.
Well, like that right there. You know, but I felt like I started moving a lot better in the end of the first, second, and third set. I felt like I wasn't making a lot of unforced errors. And I felt like I was using all my shots. You know, I was using the loop. I was coming to net on short balls. I wasn't scared to take chances at the right time. I mean, I just felt completely good. I hit a big overhead down the line here.
You even had that Yannick Noah thing going for a while. You jumped way up in the air.
Yeah.
I like that. His match point.
I'm using all parts of my game right now, and I think that's when I'm playing my best tennis. When I'm using the angles, the loops, the putaways. You know, I got to mix it up for me to be playing my best.
How can you minimize the times that you do lose your concentration? What can you do to sort of cut down the times in a match? Like in beat Ferreira, you had chances to close them out a couple of times.
Yeah, it's tough. You know, that's the hardest game to hold when you're serving for the match. But today, after losing the first chance I had, a 5-4, and then to bear down right away and get it back is what I really want to hold on to here. Not necessarily the negativity of losing my serve, but keeping focus and staying on him and saying, hey, if you want to come back and win this match, you got another 2.5 hours of tennis. And I think I can do it.
We were saying last night that this is not only the U.S. Open tennis, but it's also a soap opera, and everybody's talking about Brooke. Do you like having Brooke? Obviously, like having her out there watching the match.
I like having Brooke, period, yes.
And there she is with some great reactions, and she's a big tennis fan. She seems to know what she's doing out there.
Well, she's learning, slowly but surely.
And of course, there's our cameras catching every moment there. And, that was when you beat Ferreira the other night, so you're happy to have her here.
Oh, very much so. It's exciting. I mean, this is her hometown, and she's made me appreciate New York like I never have before, and so she knows I feel good having her here.
All right, well, thanks for stopping by. We'll see you on Monday when you play Michael Chang, and great to have you here. You brought the flower, didn't give it to Vitas, so that goes somewhere else. Thanks, Andre.
All right, take care, you guys.
Stay with us.